Ichabod and Me. Starring Robert Sterling, George Chandler, and Christine White.
Telephone, Abigail.
Hear it. Hello? Oh, hello, Bob.
Abby, you can pass the good word along to your father that my problems with the bulletin are over.
Father, Bob says to tell you that his problems are over.
Nobody's problems are ever over. It's like brushing horse flies off a cow. Always a fresh batch of new ones waiting to take up residence.
What? Oh, you hired a new printer?
Yep, real old-timer. Claims he printed the invitations for Pocahontas' wedding.
Well, that's fine. Yes, I'll tell Father. Bye-bye.
Who's Mr. Major's new printer?
Meredith Prentice?
Meredith Prentice.
What's the matter, Father?
Looks like the horse flies back on the cow again.
Why, what's the matter with Meredith Prentice?
It's not the kind of subject matter a man discusses with his daughter. Dinner soon, Abigail?
Lunch soon, Father.
Ichabod and Me.
Here's some more proofs, Mr. Major.
Thanks, Jonathan.
That Mr. Prentice sure is fast, isn't he?
I'll say, he comes on like a hog-eating swill.
Yeah, and he's good, too. See there, Mr. Major? He even made your editorial seem interesting. Well, what I mean is he set it up in a new style of type there.
Oh. Well, let's just watch that, huh, Jonathan? We're a little far north for that teenage rebellion. You taking good care of Mr. Prentice?
Oh, yeah. But before I can tell him where something is, he's already found it and finished it. And you know something else, Mr. Major? When he's setting type, he sings to himself.
No.
Yeah, opera stuff. You think maybe he's some kind of a nut?
Oh, hi, Meredith. Come on in. Jonathan here was just discussing the walnut crop.
Sure, always figured he's a better farmer than a newspaper man.
Just got your peg, Clyde.
Yeah.
Meredith, I don't know if it's good business or not, but when I like a person, I've got to come right out and tell him. You're my kind of man.
Good business.
I hope you'll be around for a long time.
You know, I've jumped around a lot from job to job for one reason or another. I think I'd like to make this one kind of permanent.
That's fine with me.
Is it also fine with you if I go to lunch?
Oh, sure. Andy's lunchroom right down by the firehouse. They're still featuring last year's flies. The coffee would dissolve an anvil.
Yeah, and the pie crust is soggy as a printer's apron.
Hello, Meredith.
Oh, come on. Martin?
Meredith, understand you're back on the paper.
Yeah, good to be back again, too.
Mr. Major wise to you yet?
Well, I've changed, Martin. I don't have my problem anymore.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Well, I'm gonna eat my lunch hour.
Walk steady enough. Think he's changed, Martin? Not likely. When a man's taken on as much liquor as he has, I don't picture him switching to phosphates. Good printer, though. When he's sober. Where's he been all these years? Mostly New York, I understand. Fancy drinking town. Women in the saloons. Perched up on them chrome-plated milking stools, guzzling them martinis. I tell you, Ichabod, it just don't seem natural for a woman to sit that long on a stool and not get milk. Can't blame them too much. Some of them three-button dudes they're married to probably look better through the bottom of a cocktail glass. You gonna tell Mr. Major about Meredith's problem? Might as well. He'll find out soon enough. The day Meredith goes out to lunch and comes back weaving from an egg salad sandwich. Yeah.
Ichabod, are you trying to tell me that Meredith is an alcoholic?
Don't know about that. Up here, we just say he has a bad habit of getting crocked.
Well, what you folks up here consider getting crocked may be just lawn party drinking to a newspaper man.
Just wait and see, Mr. Major. One of these days, you'll look at your proofs and think you're putting out a Chinese newspaper.
Such a nice, warm, friendly guy. You put a beard on him, you got Santa Claus.
Fond of Meredith myself. Worked for me several times when I had the paper. Trouble is, lets you down when you need him the most. If I were you, I'd let him go, Mr. Major.
No, sir, I'm not giving up on him that easy. Maybe there's something I can do to help him.
Lots of folks have tried, but sometimes it's best to accept things the way they are. Like my chicken that lays double yolks, and Jeff Carter's twitch. Right eye twitches every time he talks to a woman.
I'm not interested in Jeff Carter's lecherous eyelid, but I'm not going to give up on a darn good printer.
Hi. Is there something wrong?
Meredith drinks.
Oh, now, Father, I'm a big girl now. You could have told me that.
Well, I know a lot of people with the same problem. There's always a reason. Maybe with Meredith, it's loneliness. She doesn't seem to have any family or friends.
That's right. When Meredith needs a friend, he just pulls the cork and lets one out.
Now, Father, Bob is using good psychology. The way to help someone like that is to let him know that people care.
Now, you see, you're outnumbered.
Like I always say, you can't help a man, won't help himself. No use selling the cannibal on vegetables till he's fed up with people.
Well, let's try the impossible. A man can eat an elephant if it's cut up in small enough pieces. Tomorrow night, I'm going to have you and Abby and Meredith over for dinner.
Planning on serving elephant?
I'm planning on serving a home-cooked meal for a group of cheerful, friendly people whose hearts are full of love for their fellow man.
Well, that's us. Right, Father?
Hey, afternoon, Mr. Major.
Afternoon.
How come I'm eating by myself?
Because your father's having company for dinner tonight.
Oh, Zoo.
Here, let me have that.
Gee, we're going to fly a rocket around the world.
Well, you can fly a rocket round the world and eat your dinner at the same time.
How you doing, pal? Oh, the megaliths of,
Oh, not mackerel, Mr. Major. Pan-fried chicken. By the way, with Mr. Prentice coming, I better hide the cooking sherry.
Oh, do you think that's necessary?
Well, don't hurt to be cautious. One year I was working for the Crawfords. They had him for Christmas dinner. Caught him in my kitchen spooning the brandy off the plum pudding.
Hide it. See, that must be Meredith now.
Car just pulled up.
I heard. Remember now, no mention of drinking. We don't want to embarrass him.
Must have come in a taxi. Guess he didn't feel up to driving.
Uh-oh.
Hear that? Steady as a rock.
No trouble finding the doorbell.
Remember now, warm and friendly. The old Ralph Edwards bit. Well, Meredith, how are you?
Thank you, Mr. Major.
Nice to see you.
Well, say, here's a box of candy. Always believe in staying on the good side of the cook. Good evening, Ichabod.
Evening, Meredith.
Don't tell me this is little Abigail, growed up pretty as a picture. Last time I remember her, she wasn't any bigger than a half pint.
Well, sit down, won't you?
Mr. Prentice, how does it feel to be back in Phippsoboro and working on the bulletin again?
Oh, wonderful. Be away from that city and back here again. I don't know, it just feels like a new life.
Mr. Major says you're doing a fine job on the paper, Meredith.
Well, it's a pleasure to work for a young fellow like Mr. Major. Never saw a man so interested in the newspaper business.
I've always loved it, Meredith. Newspaper business is my food and... Well, it's my food.
Nice place you got here. Real nice.
I feel the same way about the city as you do. That's why I'm here. I've told you that many times, haven't I, Abby?
Oh, yes, the city. Well, in the city, one feels all bottled. I mean, all cooped up.
Candy, anyone?
Thanks.
No, me neither.
Not right now, Father.
Just going up to bed now.
Well, hello, Lavinia. Haven't seen you in a long time.
Not since I worked for the Crawfords.
You haven't changed a bit.
Older, grayer.
And prettier.
Go on, Meredith. You'd flatter a barn door.
Benji, I want you to meet a friend of mine. This is Mr. Meredith.
Well, hello there, Benji.
Oh, mister. Is this the man you're whispering about?
Excuse me. Better go up and brush your teeth now, Benji.
I'll be up and see you later, pal.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Benji.
Good night, Benji.
You know, Meredith, I think you had Livy blushing.
I'm glad to know I'm not losing my touch.
Well, we'll have dinner as soon as Livy comes down.
Well, I think Lavinia's about the best cook around here.
There you are. Always outdoes herself at Christmas time. Makes the best plum pudding you ever tasted. Tasted?
Yeah, so I've heard.
Did you forget something, pal?
Uh-huh, the rocket ship.
Oh.
It's a fine boy you've got there, Mr. Major.
Thank you.
I suppose one of these days he'll be running that newspaper for you.
Well, right now he's torn between being an astronaut and a garbage man.
How come this was by my rocket ship?
Well, I don't know, Benji, but I'll put it back.
It was never with my rocket ship before.
It's just one of those things, pal. You run along, huh?
It wasn't there before supper.
Never mind, Benji. Just run along.
I'll ask Aunt Lizzie.
You'll ask Aunt Libby what?
How come that bottle was by my rocket ship?
Oh, no, Benji.
It was never with my rocket ship before.
Well, let's go on up now.
Candy, anyone?
No thanks.
Me neither.
I don't mind if I do.
Fishing we will go, fishing we will go. Hi, Abby. Where's your father? As I'm going to take him out and really show him something about fishing today.
You know, that's funny. He said the same thing about you at breakfast.
Hi, Mr. Major. Wasn't sure you'd make it. Figured things might keep you busy at the newspaper.
Things have never been better at the newspaper. Meredith's been with me for 10 days, and he's still as steady as a deacon's handshake.
I think it's wonderful the way he's responded to your friendship.
Well, you ought to see me with old ladies and stray dogs. I'm a smash.
I'm glad things are working out all right. But you better keep an eye on Meredith.
Hmm?
When he worked for me, he stayed on the straight and narrow for 3 whole weeks. Then he went out for a haircut. Smell of bay rum started him off again.
I'll buy him an electric razor. Let's go fishing.
You want me to help you on this, Mr. Prentice?
Help me with what, Sonny?
Well, I'm picking the type sizes.
Listen, boy. Where were you when I was setting up Lucky Lindy Makes It?
Pardon me?
Or Peaches Browning, Sue's daddy?
I guess I wasn't around then.
Yeah, I know. Sure don't be around now.
Yes, sir.
Finest brand of Scotch and bourbon. Dundee Scotch. $5.49. Sampson's bourbon.
That's right, Lavinia. Bob just called from the newspaper and Meredith is gone.
Well, I'm not a bit surprised. Last time he walked out on the paper, he left your father with Hurricane Hazel on his hands.
Well, what do you think's going to happen?
Well, if you ask me, he'll show up in 2 days to a week asking for another chance.
If you ask me, he ought to be run out of town for good.
Oh, afternoon, Martin.
Afternoon, Martin.
Afternoon. My opinion, a man like Meredith Prentice liable to corrupt the rest of the good folks here.
Martin, that's just plain nonsense. Phippsoboro folks got a lot more backbone than that.
Don't be too sure, Livy. Rome was just another Phippsoboro till that Nero fella come along with his fiddle.
Poor Meredith, he left Bob in a terrible spot. Do you know the father's down there now trying to help him get the paper out?
Well, afternoon, Abigail. Afternoon, Martin.
Afternoon, Livy. Afternoon, Martin.
Afternoon, Abigail. Lavinia.
Oh, brother. Chinese newspaper looks like the Hong Kong Herald. Ichabod, you sure were right about Meredith.
I was only right from experience. Tried to straighten him out several times in the past. Always ended up like this.
Well, he's too good a man to lose. Must be something beside friends that he needs.
Maybe he doesn't need a reason to do what he does. Maybe he's like the fella climbs the mountain. Just drinks because the stuff is there.
Well, he didn't have to drink up the whole Matterhorn. Hey.
Find something?
Whole stack of rejection slips from magazines and publishers. When he disappears like this, where does he usually disappear to?
Oh, Meredith's a barn man. Finds himself a nice, quiet barn and stays there till he dries out.
Well, I'm going to find him. You interested?
Could use the walk.
Does he have any favorite barns?
No, he usually keeps going till his legs won't take him any further. No way of telling just how much mileage he's going to get to the quart.
Leave me if follows that daring young charm. You know, as soon as I took one look at them big blue eyes of yours, I said, now there's a lady with understanding. You do understand, don't you? You know, you're very lucky at that. Am I boring you? Believe me, if all those endearing young charms do. You know, Princess, I envy you. You were put on this earth to give milk, and you do a good job. No problems. Why was I put here? There seems to be a difference of opinion.
How many more barns has Phippsoboro got?
A few up in the north section, and that's about it.
Believe me, if all those young charms...
Sounds like we found our mountain climber.
You know, I've been printing other people's words for 35 years. Wrote a few myself, few little things. Figured it was a beginning. Hey, get a load of this. Load. That sounds kind of funny coming from me. Listen to this. Point of view is everything. Like the two prisoners in a cell. One looked down, saw the dirt. The other looked up, saw the sky. Didn't think much of it, huh? Well, neither did the Herald, neither did anybody. You know, Princess, I think you should have a drink. Would that be something? You'd have the most popular milk in town. Listen to this. It's a poem. Ah, to be a bird on the wing and soar through the sky with nothing to do but to fly and fly. Then I'd glide to earth, nothing to fear, 'cause I don't have to worry about a landing gear. Don't think much of it, huh? Well, I guess once a printer, always a printer. Like Plato once said, the way the ball bounces.
Meredith.
How long you been here?
Just got off a bus. Why?
Nothing.
Let's get on home, Meredith. Good night's sleep. You'll feel fine.
Feel fine now. Felt any better after paying amusement tax. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I want to say goodbye to a friend. Goodbye, cow. Punch him. Leave me follow them. Mr. Major?
Oh, hi, Meredith.
Mr. Major, I think I ought to...
Look, Meredith, whatever it is later, huh? I'm having big trouble with this editorial page. That little astrology column they used to syndicate, they're not sending it out anymore. I need something to fill up this box in this corner.
I want a cartoon.
No, I don't want a cartoon. I want something like, I remember once I worked for a paper and they had a feature, just little bits, philosophy and funny poems. You should have seen the mail it pulled.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Say, Meredith, did you ever do any writing?
Oh, nothing worth worrying about.
Well, look, I'm in a jam with this thing. Would you mind taking a stab at it? I have an idea you might be pretty fair with the words.
I'd like to try it, Mr. Major.
Take any clothes down to the laundry?
Yeah, I'm taking my clothes to the laundry.
Mr. Major?
Hi, Bob.
Abby. Ichabod?
Just reading Meredith's thoughts of the day.
Yes, he's getting better and better all the time.
Well, that's why I'm here. I wanted to find out how you like it.
Like it. And I think most folks will.
Had a little poison pen letter from Cousin Mutton. Sent me an anonymous letter on the hardware store stationery.
I saw Meredith when he went out to lunch. Had a look on his face I don't ever remember seeing before. Like things were beginning to mean something to him. Had a purpose in life.
He really straightened himself out, didn't he?
Mr. Major, man doesn't like to admit he's wrong, especially at my age. But I take my hat off to you.
History is made tonight.
This is the biggest reversal since Calvin Coolidge smiled.
Happy to admit I was wrong. I don't think Meredith's got a problem anymore, now that he's found what he was running away from.
Well, I just used a little psychology.
Call it psychology if you've a mind to. I call it heart.
Oh, cut it out, will you? I'm not supposed to have a heart. I'm a newspaper man, remember? Hard and cynical. We don't like anything that's good and true, like little old ladies and dogs and television and...
Candy, anyone?
No, thank you.
Me neither.
Here's another S.
Good.
What did I spell this time?
Meredith Prentice.
Gee, it must be neat knowing how to spell your own name.
Well, you get the hang of it one of these days.
Do you like ready for the paper?
Yes, Benji. It's almost as neat as spelling your own name.
How's it going?
Oh, fine.
We get a lot of nice comment on the column.
Good. Glad to hear.
These are okay. Go on, set them up.
Hey, Daddy,
Hmm?
you know, Meredith uses a special cutting type cleaner.
Oh?
It's right here.
Don't worry, Mr. Major. I just keep that there for comparison. To remind me that this is better than that.
Daddy, would you start calling me Bill?
Why do you want me to call you Bill, pal?
Because I don't think I'll ever be able to spell Benjamin.
Spell Benjamin. Come on, I'll buy you a soda.